Let's demonstrate how to complete a waiter Cashup. You will need to complete all waiter Cashups for all active profiles on the day to ensure you can move on and complete your daily admin Cashup. To continue, ensure all open tables have been billed off and closed on the profile you would like to cash up. Do this by either logging into the waiter's profile and viewing the active table screen, which should reflect no open tables, or you can opt for a general view in the Open Tables window in POS. Let's cash up our waiter profile. Select the waiter menu and select Waiter Cashup. Then select the profile you would like to cash up. Blue profiles represent uncashed up profiles and red profiles represent completed cash-ups. Select the waiter, then authorize. The Waiter Cashup screen now opens. We can view our sales summary on the right and our non-cash tender breakdown on the left. We also have access to shortcuts in the top right corner of the screen. You have access to an on-screen calculator, the closed bills window so you can correct and retender incorrectly tendered tax invoices, and the option to print a pre-cash up. This is a copy of the waiter cash up slip which you can issue to your waiter as a copy of the day's totals for their own record. Select Finish Cash Up to complete the cash up at hand and Exit to exit the screen. Now let's discuss our summary details. We have our total sales including VAT. Any non-turnover, such as loyalty values earned or redeemed or donations received, can be seen here. This will be added together to bring us to our subtotal. Then we have the following deducting from the subtotal. All non-cash tender, i.e. cards, or any totals falling under our approved payments tenders such as customers or debtor charges, third-party integration tenders such as SnapScan, or Zapper, Mr. D or Uber Eats, to name a few. Here we can view any commission due to be paid out to the waiter. This can be as a result of commission earned on an item sold or commission set up in the staff profile on turnover done on a day-to-day basis. Finally, we have our retained tips value. This refers to the tips held back with the intention of paying the waiter out at a later stage. Applicable to sites running cashless or not being able to pay out their waiters their tips earned on a day-to-day. For the system to record these tips, it's crucial that we retain it here in the Waiter Cashup to ensure the system records the tips on our Cashup report so that we can return to this report when needed and know what to pay out to each waiter. If not retained, the system will not keep record of these tip totals on the Waiter Cashup when referring to our waiter commission report in Pilot Admin. Our cash due will display cash due to the till. When positive, this means the waiter owes this total to management, and when negative, the system owes the waiter cash. We also see our commission summary breakdown on our voids, discounts, and table count summary. When finalizing the cash up, ensure we leave this field pulling to admin if you would like this cash up to affect or form part of your admin reconciliation. This will only need to change in the event a site has more than one admin cash up set up within the business. You will also need to indicate if you would like to print the summary totals only when closing off the cash up, or if you would like to include all invoice details. Before closing this cash up, it's crucial to ensure we work through all of our non-cash tender and confirm the totals given through by the system. On the left is what Pilot has generated according to tender applied, and to the right, you will confirm these totals as accurate. If we leave this value confirmed for commission on the right, we will pay the waiter their earned commission on the day. If commission is applicable and only paid at a later stage, zero this value here. We can then refer back to our waiter commission report at a later point to know what to pay out to each waiter. If a payment or tender type displays blue, this is part of our regular POS payment types and can be changed or corrected if not correct. When clicking on the right-hand column block, you can see we can change these totals manually. In other words, we will go through our tax invoices tendered and merchant slips to ensure it all totals up to what we see here. If not, we can re-tender values to match what we have received from the waitrin. If, for example, we do not have the total brought forward by the system for card tender, we can refer to the bottom of the actual card tax invoice slips, which should be attached to the merchant slips printed for these transactions, and see whether the waiter has tendered incorrectly, for example, tendering cash instead of card. We advise keeping these tax invoices and all other non-cash tax invoices to ensure management can follow up more quickly and diligently on discrepancies taking place here in the waiter Cashup. When retendering, you select Retender, and the system will then only open up the closed bills for this specific profile. Find the relevant invoice in question and select Retender. Click Yes to Retender and complete the retendering process. When clicking on Back, the system will jump back to the waiter Cashup screen and your tender would have been corrected accordingly. If a payment type is displaying in black, this forms part of our approved payments tender. You will be able to correct or retender customer payments even though this is approved. However, other integrated or semi-integrated vendor options such as Zapper or Mr. D or Uber may not allow you to change or retender values. Because this can lead to serious financial discrepancies and reporting manipulation, we'll need to note and manually account for these changes. We can correct these payments from our end, but we'll need written consent from the ownership of the business before assisting a site. Many sites may have their own POS payments loaded in Pilot Admin specific to their needs, such as general vouchers issued at site, not accounted through loyalty integrations, or unapproved payments, usually referring to electronically automated transactions such as Zapper, but tendered in this way due to the site having network difficulties and thus the system not being able to close off or generate automated payments for these transactions. Lastly, we note our retain tips field again, and as mentioned earlier, if your intention is to pay out the waiter at a later stage in the week or month, we need to confirm this value as true and indicate what to retain. It's important to note that whatever value is tendered more than the balance outstanding on a bill, if not instructed to the system that change needs to be given, this value will total as a tip and reflect here. This tip total includes all payment types, cash tender included. Confirm all these totals, accept and count the cash from the waiter and choose the manner you would like to print your waiter Cashup details below. Then select Finish Cashup. You will then ensure you print or save a copy of the waiter Cashup report in Pilot POS before moving on to Pilot Admin and completing your daily admin Cashup. You can do this through the shortcut available in the waiter Cashup window here or through Reports in the Manager menu. Ensure all waiters are cashed up before printing or saving this report. It's one of our advised daily reports to save and keep for daily financial and waiter reporting. This report will also display any tips recorded through the system versus tips retained to be paid out at a later point. You can also ensure and check all non-cash tender totals on the waiter commission report to match each of the merchant totals received. For example, banking your card machines and checking if the totals banked by the merchants match this report.